Welcome to the E-commerce Leaders Series podcast, the podcast dedicated for e-commerce leaders who are thinking about AI and things AI related. I'm your co-host, Eric Bidinger. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Luca AI. And today I have the pleasure of welcoming Nicolò Grange, the CEO of XtraWine, an Italian-based online wine reseller.
Hi, Eric. Nice to meet you, and thank you for having me here. It's a
Fantastic.
pleasure. It's a pleasure for me to join.
Likewise. So, Nicolò, maybe we can start by just a short introduction on yourself, maybe the backstory, and also what is XtraWine? What do you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you already said, we are an Italian company, and, clearly, I'm an Italian guy. I graduated in Italy to Cattolica University in Milan in economy. Then I had an experience of almost 5 years in New York, working for a company that is leader in the hi-fi market. The name is Macintosh. I don't know if you're familiar with this name.
Very
Uh,
high-end.
exactly, very niche market because it's only for audiophile people
Mm.
mostly, and very iconic mostly for the US market. Then after this experience, I decided to completely change my career. So I decided to start back in private equity. So I'm currently I'm a finance guy because I started back in the fund that's currently has the majority of the stakes of XtraWine because I was the responsible of the investment. And 2 years ago, almost, so was in the summer of 2024, I was appointed as CEO of the company after being the responsible from the fund point of view. So currently, I am in a double role. So because I'm still part of the private equity fund, but I'm currently managing the investment that we made.
That's fantastic.
So that is.
How is the
But
pivot from from finance to actually getting your hands dirty?
because clearly my previous experience helped because I mean I have a different background compared to the typical finance guy because I started instead of starting for such as in the big corporations such as EY, PwC or whatever or investment banking or whatever else. I started in working in marketing and business developer in Macintosh. So I already knew how it works a company, no, even a big one, because I mean Macintosh is not small at all. So this for sure helped even in the management of the portfolio companies while I am an investment manager and responsible for the investments for the fund.
Yeah.
So this clearly helped. And then after several things that happened in the company, the fund decided to manage directly the company, and the decision was to appoint me to follow a clear plan.
Fantastic. Can you talk a little bit about XtraWine? So what
Yes.
are you guys doing? What's the business model? And then we'll tail off onto the tech stack
Uh,
that
uh,
you're currently using.
Absolutely. So XtraWine is, as you correctly said, an online reseller of wines, mostly of wines, but not only wines. Was founded in 2009, so it was very in an early stage of the e-commerce, let's say, because it wasn't neither started, in my opinion, in 2009. Then this company started to grow a lot, a little bit earlier than COVID, and then during the COVID period, clearly there was an explosion in terms of turnover, and it reached a pretty good dimension in terms of turnover. So the business model is basically we purchase the goods, mostly wines, but we are selling also some spirits. We are selling no alcohol wines, and we are also selling olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, but only from suppliers that are currently producing wines. So to give you an example, we have not only the Sassicaia, the wines to drink, but we have also the olive oil of Sassicaia, just to give you an example. So our business model is basically to purchase the goods from the suppliers, stock it in our warehouses, that we currently have two warehouses because we have one in Italy and one in Hong Kong to serve the Asian market. Because we are Italian, but we are really an international company. Also in terms of turnover, because we are roughly around 40% turnover in Italy and 60% abroad. So our main customers is more an international client. In terms of what we are offering, we are mainly focused on Italian and French wines, but clearly we have a very wide offer because we have more than 10,000 labels in our portfolio. So we are either supplying from new world wines areas such as New Zealand, etc., South Africa, but even from Spain, Germany. Depends on the supplier we want to pursue, basically. So this is our business model.
And just to be clear, so you're selling this for consumption. This is not for investment.
No, it's for consumption because our client is the final client. So you're at home, you want to have your bottle of wines stocked in your place because you're organizing or you're drinking a bottle of wines every night. So you're the final customer directly.
Right. Fantastic. And can you talk to us a little bit about so how do you distribute the product online? Just whichever way you want to take this question. I mean, in terms of digital marketing, in terms of the infrastructure that sits behind it. You said you have warehouses. In terms of the tools that you're currently using to be able to manage the whole business, kind of be interesting just to shed a little bit of spotlight on how it works internally.
Yeah, clear. Let's talk first of all about supply chain, so logistic. Basically, we have a platform, so an e-commerce platform, when the client can place an order. So the platform, clearly you have to then insert all the infos that are necessary, such as the ship and the location, the zip code. I was saying Italian, the zip code, all this kind of information, so are placed in the system. Then we are shipping everything from Italy, basically. But we have also a warehouse in Hong Kong where we don't have all the 10,000 labels. We have only currently roughly 3,000 physically stocked in the market that are available for, let's say, express shipping. So, and the other 7,000 labels are also available for the Hong Kong market, but with a longer leading time because clearly the stocks are physically located in Italy. So we take 15 to 20 days to let the goods arrive over there. Then there we have a third-party logistic player where we do all the importation of the goods and they take care of the last mile shipping process. So instead, for all over the world, we are shipping directly from Italy. So we have clearly the fiscal agents in every country in order to be allowed to sell the wines, and we have agreement with the supplier with the shipping partners such as FedEx, UPS, all this kind of player in order to fulfill the final customer.
Yeah. Is it so switching gears a little bit into AI here, where do you see in like the way you're currently set up, where do you see are potentially the biggest unlocks for you to be able to use new technology?
In my opinion, that is basically linked to every sector of the company, is the AI, mostly for a company such as XtraWine, has to be used in order to increase efficiency. With the purpose to, because this is clearly a reseller such as Amazon, so it's a very low margin business. So this is a business that need to be scaled up and need to have certain volumes in order to be profitable. So the AI, in my opinion, plays a relevant role in this case in order to increase the efficiency. because the increased efficiency, for example, to have, for example, a tool that evaluates every time a different shipment rate from a different courier, that will be helpful. So I won't have to sign an agreement that lasts for 1 year. You know what I mean? So there are few things that are interesting in the placement of AI, but clearly is a bigger environment that has to be connected to everyone, in my point of view.
Yeah, no, of course. And just so that we understand, so you have aspirations towards what an end goal could be. Just today,
With the supply chain, no, and logistic is not the first step to take. What AI will be very relevant, in my opinion, to XtraWine will be for sure in improving our tool, our internal tool that is a forecast tool that allows us to purchase the goods when are needed. So it's a sort of AI, but developed internally. So for this case, for sure, would be very helpful. For another case, it will be very helpful in order to, because the future, what will be for the e-commerce platform to sell directly through, for example, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That you have clearly opportunity and threats about that. So the opportunity, for example, is that you can clearly purchase directly after asking the artificial intelligence to create the cart, for example, no, depending on what you want. And you can for sure increase the target of potential customer, that's for sure. The problem is that you have to adapt the website for what is called the geo optimization, because every e-commerce platform always worked on SEO optimization and SEM, so the paying advertising to vehicle the traffic inside the website. So it has an opportunity, yes, but we have to be on the same pace of AI, because if the website doesn't talk perfectly with AI, then it doesn't work. Then the big threat it will be that clearly after purchasing in through ChatGPT, for example, they will for sure add another fee for the commission of the cart, as I'm already paying to the banks for the credit card fees, as I'm already paying for Shopify because I'm based on Shopify, and then you'll have to.
The number is 4%.
Exactly. So that's crazy for a business such as XtraWine that has a very low margin, because you cannot afford it to do that. That's the real point. You cannot afford to pay 4%. More, because you have to pay 2% for the credit card fees and then the commission to Shopify. So the overall transaction is going to cost a lot then at the end. So it's going to be a problem from that point of view for sure.
No, clearly, and that's a problem for a lot of our audience. I mean, not everyone has the benefit of operating on fat margins. Quite a few.
Exactly. One aspect is a producer, no? A producer, but clearly if not main goal is to sell online for a producer. That's the real point. So it's just like something that there is a discrepancy, in my opinion, because the player that needs this, they cannot afford to pay the commission they want.
Yeah.
Because they are in a environment where there is what happened in the last 5 years, more than in the last 100. I mean, 3 wars, COVID, and whatever, neither in the previous 100 years. So there is a decreasing consumption everywhere, but not only in Italy, in the world overall, in every sector, because people are scared, they have less power, less money, they are more worried. So, I mean, if everyone needs to increase sales in this moment, by my point of view, to increase margins, and then there is a tool that can help you, but then it's going to cost you more. So, I don't know the real approach or the real outcome, what will be. You know what I mean?
I think it's interesting. I mean, we don't need to talk about this now, but the costing more bit is not necessarily proportional. You can make a very small investment into targeted AI tools, and you end up with a massive ROI.
No, but we are using already some AI tools, but I'm saying in the long term, no?
Yeah,
Talking about increasing sales, having a real effect in terms of the AI, because
yeah.
we are already using, I give you two examples. One example, we added very few months ago, so it's not optimized yet because we have to work it back and to let the machine learn to improve. But we added a virtual sommelier
Mhm.
in our website that is based on AI and is going to also take care of the first level of customer care. So the easy request, where is my package, when is forecasted the shipping, and whatever else. Then we adopted an AI tool to as a double effect. From one side, to optimize all the languages in our website. Because, for example, in Hong Kong, we had a big problem because after COVID, the population changed in Hong Kong. So our client was the expat. So people from Europe, from United States that were living in Hong Kong that are not living there anymore. So now we have to adapt to the new customers that are effectively Chinese people. So we didn't never had the website in Chinese because for us was enough, more than enough having it all in English, you know. So who's gonna take care of translate 10,000 labels in Chinese, traditional and simplified, for example. So it's clearly a tool that is helping us. Then is going to help us even in the optimization for the SEO,
Mm.
for the results, and in the future even for the geo. So in order to try to because an example that is I'm learning, so I'm not an expert of AI, absolutely. But from what I'm learning, I understood that, for example, if I have the FAQ, adaptive FAQ under every single product for the geo and for the artificial intelligence tools, machines are gonna like prioritize our website compared to others. So
Yeah,
I know that there's a lot of stuff to do.
yeah,
We are just in an early stage in this phase.
yeah. No, exactly. It's early stage. It's kind of a great leveler because everyone is at the same kind of like resetting everything from scratch. Everyone is starting again on GAO, just like they were doing SEO for the first time 17 years ago, 18 years ago. Yeah, there's a few easy wins, like you've alluded to some. I mean, just having FAQs that helps, having listicles in your article, just making sure that your website is readable by agents. I mean, that's, it's obvious, but it's not always implemented. And then also just writing this enormous quantity of content so that any agent that scrapes your website, whether it's Gemini, OpenAI, or Perplexity, kind of
Yeah,
thinks
because it shows that you're active and that
it shows that you have authority, right? It shows
you're reliable. That's the
Yeah,
point.
exactly. So, and like you said, I mean, the direction of travel is really um, maybe not next year, but certainly in the next 5 to 10 years, people are going to access your website through a chatbot. That much is clear, as opposed to a Google search or via an ad. I don't know if you guys are advertising on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah, we are doing something, but clearly we are selling wines. So it's not so easy, the communication in every country. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because you're selling a product that has alcohol inside.
yeah,
So meta platforms, I would say we are doing mostly in Italy because it's easier. While in terms of Google Ads, so display, shopping, this kind of the topics we are doing worldwide. So, or better in the countries that I want to grow more.
yeah. And so if I were to take a step back and, we talked about a lot of workflows where you're thinking way ahead, this could be done better with AI. So both in terms of efficiency on the cost structure, but also in terms of the top line and just making sure that you're able to scale a little bit faster. Can you, today on a scale from 0 to 10, you would say where 10 is fully automated or agentic, and 0 is 100% manual. like where are you on that journey, and where do you want to be within a certain time frame?
I will say as a goal, in a kind of a business such as XtraWine, the use of artificial intelligence in the future will be, I would say, important, equal to seven,
Hmm.
because there are very a lot of aspects. I mean that need increasing in efficiency. So need for sure, but every sector. I'm talking about online in this case, not only XtraWine. I'm talking about a reseller online, whatever the sector is, such as fashion, etc, because you have very low margins and very high costs. So people are costing a lot, and there are a lot of jobs that are can be automated for
Hmm.
sure, such as even administration processes, such as closing the receipts of the transaction,
Yeah.
or to register all these kind of things that are not manual, but that you need a person right now. And all this kind of stuff can literally be done by a machine, because once everything, the architecture is well connected, everything works. I mean, it's just a matter of how you develop the flow of the
Yeah.
information. Why there are some aspects, some division that will be always be fundamental. You know what I mean? Such as the buyer, it will be always fundamental, because it is the always the human that has the feeling, the touch, to understand what is going to work, what is not going to work. Not a machine can predict that. A
Yeah.
machine can help a buyer in forecasting the quantity, and a seller, whatever if it is an e-commerce or a retail seller, to forecast the demand. That's the real point, and that will be very helpful. No, the artificial intelligence, even in forecasting the needing in terms of monetary, supplying goods, whatever, people for the company. That's the real goal, in my opinion. But there are some aspects that will always need the human component, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where everyone sits on that spectrum somewhere. No one is advocating for binary outcomes. But in your view, so if I were to pin you down on some quantifiable metrics here, if you end up at some point in the future at 7, what does that mean for your business in terms of margins, in terms of size? You don't need to give numbers, but just, can I double my margins? Can I double my size? Like what do you see?
Probably the bigger increase, the bigger effect that can have AI will be in the top line, in my
Mhm.
opinion. So because the artificial intelligence, even more now compared to what Google did several years ago, can allow people to be in touch more easily. That's the real point. So you can increase your audience, and increasing your audience by having all the same. So conversion rate, structure, whatever, you can increase the sales, just because you target the audience more people. So
Yeah.
that's the main effect. Then the other effect, as I said, is in terms of efficiency. So in cutting or in improving, such as the forecast, or all the kind of the aspects. But in terms of margin, I will expect a decrease, as I said before, because clearly they will. Nothing is for free in this world, unfortunately. So everything that is usable and someone needs it, clearly you have to pay it. So the margins, ideally, what could be the effect? I increase the turnover, I increase a little bit the COGS, basically, because I'm purchasing more, so I'm getting better condition, better discounts, whatever, growing a lot. But I'm losing the positive effect of the growth of the COGS on the variable costs,
Mhm.
because everything is to pay. But even basically the chatbot, the artificial intelligence tool, sommelier, call we how we want, but every call, that every request that a customer plays, I pay something. So clearly, the impact of the variable cost will be higher, for
Right.
sure. So the positive, the fact will be they are allowing me to grow so much that I can afford to sustain the variable costs that are increasing below. You know what I mean? This will be the effect.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. It's very interesting. It's not the first time that we hear this comment. I personally think that it's actually both things are going to work in the same direction, meaning that, I mean, obviously you get economies of scale by having a larger business, which allows you to operate more efficiently. You're spreading your fixed cost base across a larger sales footprint. But I think on the efficiency front, what we see in the trenches is that, and it's not really an issue of headcount, it's an issue of improved productivity, like literally employee productivity, like the sheer amount of useful work.
That's why I was saying efficiency is another is the same. I was saying exactly that.
And you can we see it day in, day out. You can really nowadays, and first of all, the pace at which it's changing is it's dizzying, right? There was what happened in 2025 was obsolete in January 26, and what was happened in January 26 is obsoleted now today, and it's moving faster and faster and faster. But the kind of things that you can do by intelligently deploying that kind of technology to be able to use the asset base that you have, including human capital, and just really bring your business to the next level. It's, I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit older than you, it looks like, but it's a for me, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I've never seen that in my professional life. It's really mind boggling.
Yeah, the point being even a financial guy, because in this case, in this answer, I'm putting the hat of the financial guy, is a good opportunity, huge opportunity, but for most of the company happening the worst period ever that could happen, because mostly of the company, mostly of the sector, mostly of the business are facing real challenges in terms of surviving this period, because people have less money, they're purchasing less, there is inflation, there are wars, there is everything. And this kind of change means that people, investor, owners, entrepreneurs, everyone need to have two fundamental things: money to invest and time to wait, because it's not a short and easy change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it takes time for an investment. For an investment with a certain period of time, because let's talk clearly. If we are talking about small, medium enterprise in Italy, whatever it is, they have probably a custom ERP, custom middleware, custom platform, or maybe they are, if they are advanced, to Shopify or Magento or other custom so not custom, sorry, platform. But to do this switch and to this change, you need to redo everything: ERP, middleware, platform, everything, and then connect to AI. Yeah, but the business goes on. So you can, in a period of crisis, overall, due to the economical environment, macroeconomic environment.
Yeah.
So that's a real challenge, in my opinion. So being able to pursue the opportunity of a huge potential, a huge change, while continuing the ordinary business.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
think.
mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look, it's we want to end on a positive and optimistic note, but I think what you're saying is 100% right. I would say, just going even further, what you say is 100% right. And if you don't do that change, someone else
you are
will.
dead. No, but
Yeah,
if you're not doing that, you are dead.
yeah.
I mean, what I was saying is that unfortunately is not the right historical moment. But in overall, not for Italy, not for Europe, but for everyone. I mean, it's a very tough period. So unfortunately, it happened in this moment. But if you're not doing that, at the end, everyone is gonna die. And the ones that are doing now are the ones who will lead the future.
Yeah.
As it happened for when there was this explosion for e-commerce, the ones that already invested in technology, that already developed a good platform, website, whatever, they were really the ones that were able to benefit from the fact that it happened on the explosion of e-commerce. Then there was like the like a marathon of all the other rest, all of the other of the world that were running back the leaders of e-commerce in order to try to catch and to get even that their market share, basically. So that is the same that is gonna happen with AI, in my opinion. The real effect is the real challenge is being able to do it in the right time.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely right there. Nicolò, before we wrap up, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like to talk about in this conversation?
No, because it's focused on AI. So I was, because in terms of business, we can talk of everything else. But in terms of AI, those are the main feature of the company impacted. Because let's be perfectly honest, everyone do it to have margins, to gain something. Every business, everyone, no one is doing it for free, for charity. So the real challenge is to try to implement these strategic tools in overall, whatever is the approach in customer care, in supplying, in enlarging the customer base, whatever else. But to insert this tool, leveraging the capital human, and start to optimize. That's the real challenge, no? And
100%.
that's the only my personal issue or worries, let's say, with artificial intelligence, is that currently there is no real leader. There is no Google. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this scares me a little bit, because then if you are focusing on the wrong product,
Mm,
that's another big question mark in my point of view. That's my main worry in this moment about AI.
no, fair enough.
But for sure, someone will emerge, as it happened in the past. No, even Amazon at the beginning. Who was it? Even
Yeah.
Google at the beginning. Who was it? So for sure, will happen something. As a tool to researchers, such as that we have two. No, we have two competitors, ChatGPT and Gemini. So
Mm,
they are the two mains. But for all the rest, there is a lot of different offers
yeah.
for the same tools, and everyone seems to have a magic flow to make something happen, basically. So that's what scares me, because if you're talking about one specific argument, you find a lot of small suppliers.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, Nico, that was a fantastic conversation. Thank you very much for your insights. Super nice to be talking to people like yourselves. Also, doesn't hurt that it's a product that I happen to like as well. So I'm interested in it. Where can our audience find you on socials and for XtraWine?
Absolutely. We have Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Then clearly in our website. So in our website, your audience can, if they like Italian and French wines mostly at good prices, our website is the right place to be.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Nico. That was fantastic. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much for hosting me. It was a pleasure to meet you as well.
Likewise.